Forward-thinking organizations are now pioneering innovative approaches to creating meaningful, collaborative, and inspiring workplace experiences that attract and retain top talent. In the process, they have earned the right to be recognized as a Most Preferred Workplace 2024-25 in a glittering ceremony. Let us understand the myriad factors that went into their ascendance to greatness.
I'm your host Tisha Phalla, delighted to welcome you all for the very spectacular third edition of Most Preferred Workplace 2024-25 Manufacturing ITES edition, brought to you by Team Marksman. We really are creators, bringing to you knowledge sharing platforms, bringing to you a way to know what's happening in the industry, what's trending, how is it that we can evolve further. And through events and conferences like these, but to make sure that all of you feel very welcome to this grand occasion and all of you are all set for the spectacular show as we look forward. To set the tone for today, may I have the pleasure of presenting Mr. Karan Karai, Editor-in-Chief, Team Marksman Network. Let's hear a round of applause for the spectacular leader joining us on stage.
Allow me to throw a number out there, which really struck me before I clambered up here on stage. 90,000 hours. That is the amount of time the average adult spends at work over the course of their entire lifetime. To put that number in perspective, that is about 1/3 of your entire life just spent in the workplace. We are gathered here today to celebrate the organizations that have very deliberately, very thoughtfully, very masterfully crafted and cultivated these experiences. They've understood that in doing so, what they've managed to create is a little bit of magic. They've managed to then unlock productivity. They've managed to see innovation soar. They've managed to take the human potential to its fullest limit. And it's these outstanding organizations that we will be lauding today. So I thank all of you for being here with us today. I hope you find today's discussions to be truly fascinating and insightful. So without further ado, let's get the ball rolling. Thank you.
But as Indian manufacturing sector today is at the edge of rapid expansion, it does face numerous talent challenges that we must address. And these include anything from retaining talent and bridging the growing skills gap, crucial steps for ensuring a very resilient and a very prosperous future. When we talk about all this and more, sharing their insights, some absolutely brilliant key takeaways will be our experts. What is it that really takes to win a battle for talent in the manufacturing sector? Well, we're so very glad that we have a cross-section of eminent industry leaders joining us on stage for that.
Indian manufacturing industry is slated to grow to around $500 billion by 2030. A lot of government initiatives to the tune of around $25 billion has been put into Make in India scheme, the PLI scheme, which is obviously boosting the entire manufacturing sector. From a supply side, if you look at it, and when I say supply, it's the talent supply. Is this the most attractive sector for the sought after talent? Given all of this, what have you seen working in terms of messaging?
The youngsters are looking for purpose. Purpose क्या है? मतलब if I join, what is that something I will do? How I can add value? Is there any purpose behind what I will be doing? आप मुझे क्या challenge दोगे? And this is the kind of question you ask. I remember few years back when you used to go to campus, सब बच्चे एक ही slide का wait करते थे कि compensation क्या होगा. I'm telling you, I have seen that in my 2 decades of experience. Compensation slide आते ही people will become so active and they will start asking you 2-3 questions. एंड एक घिसा पिटा सवाल पूछने का बोलते थे कि रोल क्या होगा, तो वो पूछते थे. नो, टुडे द स्टूडेंट्स आर आस्किंग, एंड दे आर नॉट स्टूडेंट एनीमोर, दे आर वेरी वर्सेटाइल. लेट मी टेल यू, दे आस्क व्हाट इज द पर्पस दिस कंपनी इज ड्राइविंग. वी हैव a huge growth plan and we want lot of youngsters to be part of us because they are the one who will bring difference. They are the one who will bring change.
Satish, coming to you, how do you create that upskilling ecosystem, and have you seen, from your organization's perspective, any changes on how you're going and talking about how cool the jobs are in manufacturing?
So I'll give 2 examples. Things like Friday dressing, things like work from home, things like flexible work timings, which were earlier unheard of in a company that only learned how to manufacture cars and cars. And obviously 42% of the cars that sell on Indian roads we manufacture. And today we manufacture 2 million cars in a year. Our target is to go to 4 million in next 6 years. So basically whatever we did in 40 years, we have to redo it in next 6 years. Add that much, and that requires, as Praveen also mentioned, significant increase in talent base. The entire auto industry, not just Maruti Suzuki, we are the largest, so we are most, it matters most to us, is going through a cusp of technology, shift from ICE engine to EVs, and also hybrid and biofuels. And in that context, and adding connected car, skill has become the new most important mantra for us also.
Thank you so much.
There are many organizations that today believe that designing a future of work that's based on work requires a lot of talent. And as we get set to felicitate them, with great pleasure, may I welcome an absolutely spectacular leader here on stage. Let's hear it up for Mr. Sharad Gupta, co-founder, Team Marksman Network. A round of applause as he joins us on stage in taking this movement forward. We all have the presence of an industry veteran here. So let's hear it up as I welcome Shri Saurabh Gaur, IAS Secretary, Skill Development and Training, Information Technology, Electronics and Communication, Government of Andhra Pradesh. We are privileged that he is amongst us today as we present the felicitations and congratulate organizations that have created the perfect balance. Taking the Walk of Fame up next, a round of applause for NRB Bearings Limited. Up next, it's time for us to congratulate PI Industries Limited. Please make some noise as we have the team joining us on stage.
Well, there are three broad things, right? The first and foremost is building strong foundational elements. The second is driving innovation and how do you create a culture of doing that. And third is about building global capabilities. We are a 75-year-old organization, primarily into agri, but we have agrochemicals. We recently gotten into pharmaceuticals as well. And we do that through science. Our focus has been science, technology, and leveraging human creativity. So if we'll go back to the first one, right? So how do you create the strong fundamentals? The most important thing is having the right structure in place, the process, systems, all of that, and ensuring there is alignment to the values of the organization. So in our case, it's about being courageous, creative, curious, and caring. So how do you ensure everybody is aligned to those values? How do we ensure drive operational efficiency? How do we stay true to our overall purpose, which is reimagining a healthier planet? So that's really the fundamental things.
May I request all of you to please put your hands together for Rubberton Tires Group. A round of applause as we congratulate the organization.
Developing a purpose-driven workplace instead of being determined by the financial outcome requires a multifaceted progress. It means that your rewarding system of the employees would need to change. Your typical KPIs always reflect on the financial parameters or the success parameters, which is usually like sales, amount, or the target achieved or not. But when you start fostering a culture of competition and determination of success just based on merit of success, then people lose the idea to innovate. People lose their appetite to take risks. The reason is they need a leader or a mentor that understands them and values the hard work and not just the outcome. They would also require leading by example. Many leaders need to set themselves up to the point where they inspire the entire company. You need to go be ahead of the curve with the flag. You need to be there at your target and you need to call them to that point rather than pushing from the back. So the management style, once it changes, the whole culture will also change. And your rewarding system, if it changes, the entire company culture will also reflect.
Please put your hands together as I now welcome the team from Serum Institute of India Private Limited. Many, many congratulations.
I am Mahendra Ingu, and I have a privilege of leading HR function at Serum Institute for last 10 years. When it comes to innovation in hiring and retaining talent, I must say that Serum Institute has a unique advantage. As a world-class vaccine manufacturer, we attract top talent from across the country and world over, thanks to our 5 decades of reputation and industry leadership. As you know, retaining talent requires sustained efforts, and to address this, we have a multifaceted approach to our talent development program. That includes our PhD program, development centers, diploma program for graduate trainees, employee-friendly policies, well-defined career paths, and comprehensive wellness initiatives. These efforts have culminated a compelling employee value proposition that reflects in our impressive attrition rate of less than 3%. I firmly believe that organization like ours has a responsibility to pave the way for our employee growth and success.
The blueprint of organizational success is being rewritten at this very moment. At the heart of this transformation lies an undeniable truth. The most powerful competitive advantage is not technology, infrastructure, or capital, but the people who drive an organization forward. Creating a preferred workplace is no longer a luxurious aspiration but a critical strategic imperative that determines an organization's ability to innovate, adapt, and thrive. And with that, we come to the end of the Most Preferred Workplace 2024 Manufacturing Edition, brought to you by Team Marksman Network. As artificial intelligence, remote working, and evolving technological landscapes reshape the industry's contours, organizations are rapidly reimagining their approach to workforce management, employee engagement, and talent development. This intricate interplay of technological innovation and human potential is redefining workplace norms. Let us now delve into what makes these select organizations a most preferred workplace.
Technology is likely to actually create a lot many more jobs than it is destroying, because today the belief is, and after a very recent study that was conducted by National Skill Development Corporation, we notice a significant gap between the demand and the supply of skilled workers in India. And to help us understand this a lot more and to create where the difference and the gaps really are, I'm about to present to you a leader beyond par who believes that everything is derived out of deep research and more. So may I request all of you to please put your hands together as I welcome Shri Saurabh Gaur, IAS Secretary, Skill Development and Training, Information Technology, Electronics and Communication, Government of Andhra Pradesh. We are honored and privileged to have him join us. Let's hear it up for him, please.
if you look at some of the mega trends that are there, the fact that there's a World Economic Forum's report that says that almost 1 billion jobs are going to be radically transformed in the next decade, and the fact that the economy impetus it is going to bring is huge. We are talking about in India also AI being able to probably add $600 billion worth of productivity in next decade. Similarly, in the Indian scenario also, 65 million digital jobs are going to be created. And digital today is it has been a horizontal for long, but everything going digital, I believe all of us would require those kind of skill sets. And a tremendous amount of upskilling is also will be the need of hour. So it's not just that you are catering to the young generation, to the students, to our children who are in the schools and colleges, but also the present workforce, and how do you keep them competitive. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. It has been a pleasure. Thank you.
We've been talking about how manufacturing and technology today go hand in hand, and that's what makes us head to the IT sector. Let's hear it up as we get to congratulate some of the best names, organizations that really are creating the right kind of workplace. Let's make some noise for Seclor. A round of applause as we get to honor the absolutely brilliant organization.
So at Seclor, what we do is that the first thing that we focus on is making sure that the employees are trained, aware, and we build cybersecurity into our operations, not only in our implementation and delivery processes. Constant training, upliftment of skills, security controls on the data level and the infrastructure levels. All of this is part of the very DNA of the company. Some of the largest enterprises in the world use our technology to protect their most confidential data, right? Our partners trust us with their information, our employees trust us with their information, and so on. That's a lot of trust to handle. And we are very cognizant that, hey, with all of that data comes a lot of responsibility, right? So we handle that carefully. We are also very focused on making sure that our controls, our internal controls, are externally tested, right? So it has to be in compliance with SOC 2, ISO, GDPR, CCPA, and so on, with a globally spread out customer and employee base. We are leading the way of what we expect our customers to do.
Let's hear it up for EQ India. And as we have the team member joining us here on stage.
I think in today's world, that's a very, very relevant question. And I think the key answer to that is to ensure that it doesn't become an either-or situation. Adoption of technology is inevitable. If you look at the various technologies such as AI and every other automation technology that's there, it's important that as an organization we adopt technology to continue to be a leader of the pack. At the same time, technology adoption is not because everybody else is adopting it. It should fit our business, it should fit our goals, and considering the fact that we are in the securities business, it's important that it also fits our data security and ensures that it's a software or a solution that we can trust. Right? At the same time, at EQ, we don't lose sight of the fact that we've become the leading global share registrar because of the colleagues we have. And that basically tells us that we are a very, very human-centric organization. In the services business, we are still a relationship-based business, be it in the sales relationships or be it the after-sales service relationships. We do need to have a very empowered team within the organization that drives these relationships and drives business. So for us, technology is essentially an enabler that all of us colleagues look at very seriously. We know we need technology to drive our business. And eventually, if you look at any services business, it works on three axes. One is cost, the second is service efficiency, and the third is customer satisfaction. So as long as technology fits into one of these three boxes, I think we are good. In summary, as I mentioned earlier, it's not an either or situation for us. Given the fact that we need to adopt technology, we try and make it as frictionless as possible with proper skilling and adoption, and ensure that our colleagues take up to those technologies and deliver the best for our clients. So that's the way we look at it.
The ITES sector faces a delicate balancing act of retaining top talent while navigating the demands of new-age generative artificial intelligence, and the efforts of a select few in the space to craft differentiated and elevated workplace experiences is something we can all learn from. And with that, we come to the end of the Most Preferred Workplace 2024 IT and ITES edition, brought to you by Team Marksman Network. This event was conceptualized and brought to you by Team Marksman. Here's a snapshot of its marquee events lined up for the coming months. Marksman Daily presents the 5th edition of Most Trusted Brands of India 2025, a trailblazing initiative lauding brands and organizations that have picked up the gauntlet of reinventing themselves and risen to the occasion. Team Marksman Network's 4th exclusive edition of the Supply Chain and Logistics Conclave 2025 unites industry leaders to explore sustainable strategies and solutions for lasting business value. Marksman Daily is proud to announce the 5th edition of Most Preferred Workplace. This pioneering program recognizes organizations investing in talent and crafting future-ready strategies for sustained success. For more details on these upcoming initiatives, contact Team Marksman at contact@teammarksman.com.